everybody, welcome to Gerald's Theater. I'm your host, Gerald McIntosh, and we are going to talk about the top 10 list from 1981. We previously did a list from 1980, and now we're going to do the top 10. Let's just get into it though, guys. Super excited. Alright, number 10, of course, is a movie called Cannonball Run. Guys, this is a really fun movie. It's about a cross-country illegal car race, and it's called Cannonball Run. It has a great cast in it. From Burt Reynolds, you know, from Smoking the Bandits, Farrah Fawcett from the Charlie's Angels. Love that show. Dom DeLuise, who plays the sidekick in the film. And then you got great casting from Dean Martin to Sammy Davis Jr. And the girl, Jackie Chan. Love him. You probably know him from Rolling the Bronx, of course. Love that movie. Yeah, it's just a great, great movie. Has great action sequences, great visual effects, great car race scenes in the movie. It's funny. It's entertaining. If you really love good movies, they're funny, they're comical, have a great cast in it and stuff. Just a barrel laughs. Get to see great visualism in the movie. I love it. It's a very, very good movie. I recommend you see it. It's called Cannonball Run at number 10, and it was directed by Hal Needham. Okay, guys? At number 9 is Superman 2. Of course, Superman 2 is a sequel to the previous Superman film. And of course, they played our iconic superhero, Christopher Reeves. I love him. Great superhero, great Superman. By far one of the best Superman ever, in my opinion, honestly. And of course, you have the talented Lex Luthor in the movie, played by the incredible Gene Hackman. We all know Gene Hackman, done so many great movies. The movies from Unforgiven to movies like Target, you know, and the list just goes on and on for him. Just amazing. The French Connection, just a great actor. And for me, he symbolized what Lex Luthor really is and stuff. I love it. Absolutely love it. And basically, Superman is basically about Superman where he has to basically struggle between whether he wants to give up his powers to have a relationship with Lois Lane, who plays Margaret Kidder in the film, his love interest, and then basically these prisoners from Krypton, these 3 criminals escape by accident. And basically, Superman basically has to struggle between whether or not he wants to give up his powers and stuff, or have a relationship with Lois Lane, and everything on top of that. And then he has to battle Gene Hackman and General Zod, who played by the incredible Terrence Stamper in the movie. Superman 2 is a good film. It pays great homage and respect to the original Superman as well. Superman 2 is on my list, directed by Richard Donner, great director. You probably know him for the Lethal Weapon movies as well. So that's number 9 on my list. At number 8, of course, is the sequel to the original classic John Carpenter's Halloween, Halloween 2. It basically leaves right off where the original one left off. It basically takes our heroine, our heroess, if you want to call it, Jamie Lee Curtis, better known as the Scream Queen, who plays Laurie Strode in the film, an iconic character. And basically, she is basically wounded, and she she has to go to the hospital because she's really in bad shape from her battle with Michael Myers in the film, who is an iconic horror villain that we all know very well from all the slasher flicks. They made so many Halloween films have been made from years and years. And then, of course, you have the wonderful Sam Lewis in the movie, played by Donald Pleasance. We all know him from movies like Escape from New York, of course, and the original Halloween movie, which we all really love. Yeah, this is a really good film. It has very creepy moments in the film, very good music, and the tone, and the setting, and the build-up, and stuff like that. It's just incredible to watch. It pays great respects to the original one. It's a very solid sequel, in my opinion, and by far one of the better Halloween films made genre. So yeah, Halloween 2 and it's directed by Rick Rosenthal. At number 7, of course, is the movie called Absence of Malice. Very good movie, guys. Has a nice cast and stuff. Has Paul Newman, who plays Michael Gallagher in the film, and basically he is a liquor warehouse guy who basically gets suspected of being involved in a murder of a union head, and has also Sally Field in the movie, who plays Nancy, who's a reporter who basically investigates the whole thing. It's a really good movie, guys. Paul Newman and Sally Field are just incredible in this movie. They have great chemistry in the movie. They have kind of a love story in the movies too as well. And then it has such depth. It has such great acting in the film. It just captures so many pivotal moments of what a great murder / court movie has to do with reporter. It kind of touches on a little bit of everything in this film. It's a really solid film. Really good performance by Paul Newman in the film. Really good performance by Sally Fields in the movie as well. If you guys have never seen the movie Aftermath, I recommend you go see it. It's an excellent, excellent film. It's got the drama, it's got romance, it's got thrills. Very well filmed, very well made, nice visual effects. It's a really, really good movie. And it was directed by Sidney Pollack, who's a very great director. Okay, guys. At number 6, of course, we got the movie, the classic, iconic movie, Clash of the Titans. Now, I know what probably a lot of people think is, oh, the Clash of Titans. No, this is the original Clash of Titans. Of course, they made a remake later on, Clash of Titans, and of course, the sequel to it, Wrath of Titans, which I personally did not like very much. Clash of Titans is a really great movie, and it is about gods, basically. And this character named Perseus, who's the son of Zeus, who's played by Harry Hamlin, who plays Perseus, or Hamlin in the movie. And of course, his father Zeus was played by the amazing, incredible actor Laurence Olivier, who you probably know from Bridge of Too Far, the jazz singer, really good films as well too. And basically, he has to battle. Basically, Perseus, he has to battle monsters and creatures in order to be able to save the beautiful, the sensual Princess Andromeda in the movie, who is played by Judy Bokar, very beautiful woman, smoking. And it has, it's just a great movie. It has great special effects in the movie. It has a cool scene with an owl that basically, helps him basically in the movie. That kind of flies around everywhere. Has flying horse with wings on it. I mean, this movie is just incredible. It has a great cast from Maggie Smith. You probably remember her from the Harry Potter films. Ursula Andrews plays one of the James Bond girls. Yeah, it is just a fantastic movie, guys. If you guys love creatures, you guys love monsters, you love about the gods, it just has, and it has also Burgess Meredith in as well too, who ends up helping Perseus in the movie as well too. It's just a really, really good film. So if you like creatures, you like monsters, you like great visual effects, cool swords, a cool shield. Oh man, it's just an awesome movie. Clash of the Titans, guys. I recommend you see it. It's directed by Desmond Davis. That is 6 through 10. And we get to our top 5, guys. Our top 5. It's here. Let's get into it. At number 5, of course, is the movie called Das Boot. Now, I know what a lot of people thinking that Das Boot was made in 1982. Incorrect. Das Boot was originally made in 1981, but it wasn't worldwide released until 82, though. But I put it in my 1981 release because that's when it was originally made. It is a great film, guys. It's a great World War II movie about a German U-boat, and basically they have to go on this mission to the Straits of Gibraltar, and basically shows the survival of this crew, basically what they're going through, and how they miss back being home, the tension, the suspense, the drama, the way the camera shots are filmed in the submarine. It's just incredibly well done. This movie is way ahead of its time. It's exciting, it's intense, it's emotional. You want to cry in this movie. You just feel for everybody in this movie though. It's just a great World War II film. If you've never seen it though, I recommend you see it. It was directed by Wolfgang Petersen. Excellent film, guys. Number 4 on the list, of course, is the iconic movie I love very much. It's called Stripes. Stripes is a funny, hilarious movie. It's got a great, amazing broad cast in this movie. And these guys are really at the top of the game, from Bill Murray, who we know from Ghostbusters, and Hal Ramis, also from Ghostbusters as well too. And then you got Judge Reinhold from the Beverly Hills Cop films, vice versa. You got John Candy from Uncle Buck and Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. It's just a great movie. It's funny, it's hilarious, it's entertaining. And basically the movie is about these two guys, Harold and Bill Murray. And basically Bill Murray convinces his friend, Hal Ramis, to join him in the military. And from there on out, guys, it's just a barrel ass from start to finish. And this misfit outfit of army guys who are in the military trying to work together, these lean, mean fighting machines. And basically they are anything but it. But they do such a great job of playing off each other and like that stuff. There's so many good scenes in the film though too as well. Where the scene where they're in the bar and the mud wrestling scene, though, it's like that. With John Candy's like, come on, you're an animal. You're a lean, mean, fighting, killing machine. He's like, I'll do it. I love this movie. This movie is just hilarious from start to finish. It just remembers me so much of my days in the Army, but more in a funnier way, though, instead of a serious way. Yeah, it's a really good movie. It was directed by Ivan Reitman, and it's at number 4. And, of course, our top 3, guys. Our top 3 At number 3, of course, is Mad Max: The Road Warrior. It is a sequel to the original one, of course. And I know what people think this movie was made in 1982. Wrong. It was originally made in 1981, but it wasn't worldwide released until 82, of course. So I know some people have it in 81, some people have it in 82, but I put it in 81. So there you go. Don't shoot me. Yeah, guys, it's Mad Max. This is by far probably the best of all the Mad Max films. It is so well filmed. The way it's filmed in the Austrian wasteland deserts, the cinematography, the visual effects, the action, the costume design. It's just a great villain in Vernon Wells. You probably remember from the movie Commando, Weird Science. Who can forget Mel Gibson as Mad Max? He's incredible. I mean, one of the most iconic characters ever made from the 80s. Just a legendary character. Love him. Guys, what is not to like about this film? It has great bad guys in the movie. It has emotion. It has great action. Great adventure. Yeah, great car chase scenes in the movie as well, too. Great explosions. This movie hits on every aspect of what you want in a future post-apocalyptic film. It hits on all scales. I love this movie, guys. It is at number 3. And it was directed by the legendary, iconic filmmaker George Miller. And at number 2, guys, at number 2, of course, is Escape from New York, a classic made by John Carpenter. We all know John Carpenter. What an incredibly great director. I mean, for movies like The Thing, Big Trouble in Little China, the original Halloween, the list goes on. He is a legendary, iconic director. And here, he does it once again in an iconic Escape from New York. And Escape from New York is about this guy, this criminal, Snake Plissken, played by Kurt Russell. Love Kurt Russell. What a great, amazing actor. He was such at the top of his game in this movie and so many other great 80s films in the career, like Overboard, Big Trouble in Little China. Oh, man, the list goes on and on with this guy. This guy is a phenomenally talented thing. What a top-notch actor. Love this guy. Yeah, it's has a big cast from Donald Pleasant in the movie as well. You probably know him from the original Halloween movies, of course. They got Isaac Hayes, who made the song Shaft. He plays the Duke, the bad guy in the movie, the main villain. And he basically takes Donald Pleasant captive when his plane crashes in New York, which is kind of like a prison, kind of. But it's not really a prison-like, which you would think. It isn't. No jail, no bars, or anything like that stuff. It's basically New York, but in a more rougher kind of scenario. And kind of scary and kind of freaky at times. But really cool, though, at the same time. Guys, it has really cool visual effects in the movie. It has great dialogue in the film. Tell him, baby. Yeah. You know, call me Snake. Call me Plissken. Ah. I just love this movie. It's so good. It's adventurous. It's action. It's got thrills. It's got suspense. It just delivered on so many things you want in a movie. You know, yeah, it's number 2 on my list. Escape from New York. It's a classic. I recommend if you've never seen the movie, you should see it. If they haven't, shame on you. All right, guys. Before we get to our number 1 pick, we're going to mention some honorable mentions first who did not make the list. Of course, one would be Friday the 13th, Part 2, the sequel to the original one. Chariots of Fire, of course, another one. And, of course, Red. All right? So we're going to get into the number 1 movie from the 1981s. And it is, you probably know it. That's right, Indiana Jones and Raiders of the Lost Ark. Guys, this movie is just fantastic. And this movie basically launched one of the most iconic characters of all time in Indiana Jones, played by the amazing, incredible Harrison Ford. We all know Harrison Ford. We love him. We love him from the Star Wars films. It's Han Solo, from Air Force One, to Patriot Games, Clear Predator. The list goes on and on with this guy. This guy is an amazing, incredible actor. And in this movie, he hits the scale, and he is so Indiana Jones. I couldn't see anybody else playing this character but him. It's a great movie. It's got action. It's got adventure. It's got history. This movie hits on every other scale, and it's just a great movie. It's basically about the Ark of the Covenant, and the government asked Indiana Jones, basically, who's played by Harrison Ford, to go out and look for it. And because he's an archaeologist, that's what he does. But he does it in a cool, adventurous way, though. And he's funny, he's charismatic, and he's suave at the same time. But he's also just kind of mellow and cool too. Just love this character. And along the way, he meets his girl, Mary Ravenwood, played by the incredible Karen Allen. You probably know her from the Animal House films, National Lampoon, which is a great movie. If you've never seen it, I recommend you do see it. Yeah, this movie is just a great movie. It's got action, adventure, thrills, funny, romance, suspense. It just got everything. Great soundtrack to the movie too, and it's directed by an iconic director in Steven Spielberg. We all know we love Steven Spielberg. Time and time again, he has delivered masterpiece after masterpiece, and this one is no exception to the rule. Guys, this is my list from 1 to 10. If there are any movies that I forgot to mention that you might think that should have been on the list, let me know. What movie do you think should have been from 1981? Give me your honest opinions like that stuff. And yeah, like and subscribe this video, guys. And we'll see you later. Peace.